Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes, and this morning's video is about overcoming the greatest addiction of all, thinking. So I've listened to a lot of different people and some great thinkers and people who help generate people into the present moment. Overthinking causes a lot of problems. It causes problems in relationships. It causes us to make bad decisions, and it causes a disconnect. Because where a person is they're in their head, listening to their own thoughts, being with their own self, and then being pulled more into their own thoughts, and then believing whatever this thinking mind is saying, and it creates all these weird stories. So what is the truth in the matter? The truth in the matter is everything that you see in front of you someone else has already told you how to think about it. This is a telephone. That's a book. That's black. This is the color white. That's a triangle. That's a tree. So everyone has already assigned labels and meanings to pretty much every aspect of life. And even though you believe you're thinking for yourself, you're actually just using a language and definitions that other people have given you to understand the current moment, which may be totally inaccurate. So just sit with that for just a minute. Everything you see, like even my glasses, they have a black here. All that has been told to me and to you, and we both know this is glasses because we were told this is glasses. And what that does is doesn't allow us to be with whatever this is. So as soon as we start assigning meanings to things and labeling things, we aren't really with it. We're actually projecting upon what's present as if we are gods and have the all-knowing knowledge of what something is. Even in conversation, we assume we know who we're talking to. Oh, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my girlfriend, that's blah, 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 blah. And then you're actually with yourself again, thinking and putting meaning on things. So the meaning in life needs to be removed, so this way you can be with what is here, what is present in the moment. And what that does is it's going to start to suspend thinking. So the thinking goes out. So one context you can imagine is that you died. You are now a ghost, and you're going to come back and just observe life, and don't label anything good, bad, black, white. Just observe everything just as it is, without trying to make sense of it. Don't try to make sense of it at all. Don't add any meaning to it at all. Just be with it. And then, like, it could be this pen, and just be with it and just start removing pen. Start removing black. Start removing silver. Start removing shapes, colors, everything, and just be with it and just observe it. Almost like a baby or like a ghost. And what that allows you to do is allows you to finally be in the present moment. You can also use your senses. So, everyone's trying to make sense of things. Instead of use your senses to bring you into the present moment. They talk about one of the most dulled down sense of current nature is our sense of smell. We don't smell things. And because smelling requires us to actually really suspend thinking altogether, because smelling is kind of interesting, where you don't really know what something is, and you have to smell and kind of observe something. Don't try to say it smells like chocolate. Don't try to say it smells like coffee or whatever. You can smell like a bouquet of wine and just smell it and just be with it and just see what you can detect or smell. This brings you into the moment. You can also listen for background noise, and just don't try to make the noise have meaning, but just be with the noise. What is it that you hear? And then your eyes in the present moment. So this suspends thinking, and it actually creates space for you actually to learn how to generate yourself and be present in the moment. And when you're present in the moment, you're actually with your child. You're not thinking about work. You're not thinking about what you have to do next. You're not thinking about what they're saying. You're not thinking about what it means. You're just with them. And then that allows you to connect to them and actually be with them for probably the first time in your life, in their life. Now you are present. Most people are present in body, but not present in mind and spirit. You're with yourself. You're thinking all the time. What do I got to do? What about this? Oh, no. So your mind's always chattering and running, blah, 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 blah. And what you're missing is, you're missing life itself. Because you're living in your own virtual world in your head, and you're not with this moment without having to define the moment. If you don't have to define the moment, you can just be here and just observe it. It's going to take some practice doing this. You'll start to learn how to be present, and you start to feel more at peace and more grounded and more safe and more secure. And then, surprisingly, you'll know more by being present than thinking you know what's happening. Don't forget, everything you think you know has been told to you by some other human being who's already defined it for you. You didn't get to find out what it really is because someone told you what it is. It may not be that. They've given you the meaning of what this event means. It may not even mean that. Now, if you can remove the meaning and you can remove the labels, now you could just be here and be quiet and not needing to talk. And then you connect to the moment, and then you connect to the person, and then you connect to everything, and you feel a state of oneness. It's how a sniper can shoot something, a target 2 miles down the road, a headshot, kill shot, that the sniper, his body and the ground are one. His body, the ground, and the gun are one. His body, the ground, the gun, the air, the trees, the sun, the clouds, and even his target are all one. And it's connection. It's how people do amazing things, because they're not in their head thinking and chattering and assigning meaning or labels. They're just present. And once you learn how to generate presence and become present in the moment, your relationships all improve because you actually hear somebody for the first time. What people think they hear is actually you're hearing yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Someone's talking to you and you're like, oh, I wonder what they're trying to say here. I wonder what this means, and I wonder what's going on here. And that's my wife, and that's I've seen her before, blah, blah, blah. You're talking to yourself. You're not really present with the person listening. You're not listening to them, you're listening to yourself. So as you continue to practice generating being present with just objects or trees or things, and then you can practice being present with other human beings without labeling, judging them, thinking you know what they mean, and just being with them. And it creates a nice connection that you've never had before. And it's actually a very beautiful place and space to be. It's not the norm because there's so much activity today in television and work and this race to get somewhere to accomplish something. But even if you accomplished everything and you race and get it done, if you keep hurrying out of this moment, the only thing at the end of accomplishing everything is death. So where are you racing to? So it's learning to slow down and be present in the moment, because the only thing that really exists is right here, right now. And it's a continuing now that just shows up. So rushing to the next moment, you've missed the present, the gift, this moment. So it's Dr. Wood, and hope this helps you understand how to suspend overthinking and learn how to generate presence. And you'll find you have a lot more peace, joy, and happiness in your life. Something happens to your kid, don't assign a meaning to it. It just is. Don't give labels. Just don't judge. It's hard because that's not what we're trained to do. We're trained to label everything we see and assign a meaning to it. That's the way we're conditioned by society. But if you can, as an adult or a more mature person, remove labels, remove judgments, then you could be with what's here as it is and is not, without a label or a meaning. And it seems like you need to do that, but you don't, and you'll know what it is by being present, not by thinking you know what it is. So I hope this helps you.